Welcome back to the Air Force Academy, where Army gets the better of their Service Academy rivals by a final of 2-1. They did have a 2-goal lead. Air Force battling to the end, ended up getting a goal, but ultimately it was window dressing. Back alongside Jeff Bennett, I'm Ryan Kaufman, and Jeff, Army, you got to give them a ton of credit for the way they defended tonight. The bounces at a couple of key moments went their way, and they were able to capitalize.
You know, I said earlier, I spoke to Brian, the head coach, this morning, and everything that they showed to us was what he preached. They were gritty. They battled. They worked for one another. I was very impressed.
Yeah, we'll take a look as both teams at midfield showing some mutual respect as we look at our numbers from the game. Look at the shots on goal and how they flipped in that second half for Army. The game did get a little stretched once Army took the lead, but for the most part, this was a very tightly contested contest that ultimately went the way of the Black Knights.
Completely tightly contested. And look, we're sitting up here in the booth, and they're about to do the third verse down on the field. It's one of my favorite things about the Academy. You know, the West Point team and the Army team, the West Point team and the Air Force team, hand in hand out there for the third verse. So it is bigger than the game when it comes down to these things. But but Army, if you look at the shots on goal, that percentage is unbelievable. That is a quality final third performance, because it's not that easy to get that high of percentage of your shots on target. And to your point earlier, Collins played great.
Yeah, he did.
He did everything he could to keep the Air Force team in this game. They just came up on the wrong side of a 2-1 score today.
Well, those are the numbers. Let's look at the highlights here from this one, and it can't be understated, the players like Carter Rizzo, who you just saw there, he was so dangerous in the first half, took a knock in the second half, did not return. He was probably off the field for, 30 minutes or more. Very difficult for Air Force without a playmaker like Carter Rizzo. He was dangerous early, but there's Blair Camargo. And you said it late in that match. He might have been the man of the match tonight. Did that hold up in your opinion?
I mean, when you look at it, right, you have to look at a game from a big moment perspective. And every big moment he was asked to come up with, he did. Obviously minus the one finish, and a really good finish by Air Force. But he kept that West Point team into the game. And I thought he was special tonight. And you need someone special in the goal. I thought both keepers were excellent. He just was a little bit more sharp and on his game.
That first goal was Jack Drabenstadt in the perfect place. And then here, the foul in the box leading to the penalty kick that would be taken by Gage Lyons, who, if you remember earlier in the match, I think we saw the save earlier in the match, was stoned on the doorstep by Air Force, and Gage Lyons getting the last laugh there to make it 2-0. But as you mentioned, they do get one late. Confidence building, certainly moving forward for this Air Force team. We know that goal scoring was a question for this team coming in. Who can they rely on to score goals? Well, Bisagno comes in, and moments later he's getting on the score sheet, and that should not only give him confidence from an individual standpoint, but also sometimes it's important for a team to be able to see the ball go into the back of the net, because they were coming up on 2 matches goalless.
Yeah, and obviously you don't like to lose a game.
Sure.
Point blank, right? Nobody wants to lose a game. But you have to look at positives early in the season. And to your point, they might have now gone 0-2 in their first 2 games, but they've got it on the score sheet. And so that's the hardest thing to do. So if you can get some momentum, and look, they could have had more than one tonight. They had plentiful chances. They were good on set pieces. They're going to generate some attack. I like how they play. I like the energy. I think we're going to have fun following this team.
Only could be one winner tonight, and that was Army, and they will certainly use this to boost their confidence moving forward, their first win of the season for Air Force. It's a quick turnaround. These Service Academy losses, they tend to stick with you. They can't afford to do that because Washington is coming in on Sunday. That will do it for us. Our thanks to our outstanding crew here tonight. For my broadcast partner, Jeff Bennett, I'm Ryan Kaufman, wishing you a great rest of your night. Army defeats Air Force 2-1. You've been watching this presentation of ESPN College Soccer.